Now, it is a massive journey that we went on with the letter S. I'm very excited to get into it and show you the final result because, oh my goodness, it turned out way better than I thought it was going to at the beginning of building this build. Hi, hey, hello, my name is Sarah and welcome to another Sims 4 alphabet build challenge video where I build houses in the Sims 4 in the shape of different letters of the alphabet because I'm not a good builder, so I make silly builds on purpose. Today I'm up to the letter S, and let me tell you right now, it is a massive journey that we went on with the letter S. So with that being said, let's jump into the Sims 4 really quickly so I can show you the shape that we're going to be working with today. So this is the shape that we're working with today. Now, as I have been for all of the builds for the alphabet build series recently, where I can use curved walls, I will use curved walls, and there's definitely some curviness that happens in the letter S. Is it perfect? No, but you can tell that it's the letter S. So with that being said, let's go down and have a look at the floor plan, and honestly, you guys, there's definitely elements of this floor plan that stay the same, but at this point in time, when I built this shell, I had no idea what this build was actually going to become, and at the time that I built this shell, I thought this was going to be one great big house. It does not stay as one great big house. Another part of this challenge that I always seem to forget to mention until way too late is that not only do I build houses in the shapes of these letters of the alphabet, I also use build and buy options whose titles start with that same letter of the alphabet. And the example I always give for this is the letter D house that I did. For the toilet for that house, I had to use the Judy Calls toilet bush because it was the only toilet that started with the letter D, being Judy Calls. It just makes it a little bit harder, a little bit more challenging, and definitely a little bit more silly. So immediately, as you'll be seeing, I had a lot of options for furniture. I was really hoping that I would have so many options for the letter S house and was immediately so excited that I did. Now, straight away, I'm going to address some things because you'll be seeing that I'm putting different colors throughout the house so far as I'm kind of putting wallpaper and flooring in. When I was trying to figure out this floor plan, it just wasn't working. I was trying to have it be one cohesive house moving from room to room throughout the letter S, and it just was not working until I had this light bulb moment and I decided to section the letter S building into 3 separate apartments. It doesn't work like an apartment building in San Myshuno per se, where you go into the building but you specifically only rent the one apartment or live in the one apartment and then all of the other apartments just get filled by NPCs. That's not how this is gonna work. How this apartment would work, in a family in Create a Sim, you would have to make the Sims that you want to live in this entire complex, and then you would just assign them their apartments as you would wish to do so. So while I was building, I kind of did that in my head. I had 3 separate tenants, I suppose, living in this complex in my head. So the first apartment is the pink apartment. It's at the very bottom of the letter S, and this apartment felt to me like it was more pastel, more girly, very modern in its taste for a lot of the things. And then the middle apartment was the blue apartment. It was also feeling very modern to me, but in a completely different way to the pink apartment, where that was very pastel, very feminine. This is more modern in the sense of maybe some industrial vibes, things like that. And then the back apartment, which is at the very top of the letter S, is like this kind of like beigey, yellowy, browny kind of apartment. And that felt to me like it was maybe an elderly couple that was living there. They've had their lives, they've raised their kids, and this is where they've decided to live out the rest of their days in this little apartment in the letter S complex, is what I've decided to call this building, is the letter S complex. So working in the pink apartment now, getting some of the furniture in there, again, was super happy with the choices. I had so many beds to choose from, and that's one of the things that honestly made me convinced that I needed to try something a little bit different, something I haven't done before with the alphabet build challenges, in making it separate accommodation on the same lot, because I had so many beautiful beds that I was like, how can I just not use all of these beautiful beds? And so that's when I decided to make it an apartment complex. So I was also really happy with a lot of the furniture that I had for like the kitchen. We had the schmapple stuff, we had some really nice kitchen layouts. I definitely think that had I gone with the original layout for this being the letter S house rather than an apartment complex, that this would have been a nightmare. And it actually became so fun to build 3 different little apartments in here. So fun. What you're seeing here is definitely not all that there is, and these apartments are definitely a whole lot more fleshed out, a whole lot more decorated than they even are that you will even see in the speed build, because that's the beauty of the speed builds, is I never show you the final thing. I do all of the decorating and all of the landscaping off camera, so that then you're given the full surprise once they're done after the speed build is complete. So I was definitely feeling like for the tenants, maybe it was for the pink apartment, it was more of like a young adult who was maybe just moving into her first apartment, and she is maybe a gamer or something. She's got like the gaming computer. She's very pastel. Maybe she's even a streamer. Maybe she does like streaming or something. It was definitely kind of giving me that vibe. And then the blue apartment, I was definitely feeling like was also maybe a young adult, but maybe on the cusp of being a young adult and being an adult, and was definitely giving me like interior design. We've got some of the decor that ends up being in there from like Dream Home Decorator that has the swatches and stuff, and it was kind of making me feel like this person in the blue apartment was maybe in like the Dream Home Decorator interior design career. That's what I was feeling for that. And then I've already mentioned that the beigey brown apartment was feeling like an elderly couple. There's a lot of like books in that apartment, and there's also like some knitting stuff, and the furniture that I used in that apartment did feel more classic. Not so much retro, but more classic, polished, put together, that maybe an elderly couple would have in their apartment. And oh my god, that's the end of the speed build. You're joking. Like I said, you got to see the bare basics of me putting this together. So with that being said, let's jump back into The Sims 4 so I can take you on the full tour of the letter S complex, the letter S apartments. So this is the letter S from top down, and I wanted to show you this view first so you could see the roofing that I'd done, because honestly I don't really love the roofing, but there was nothing else I could really do for it. So the shingles and everything, they all start with the letter S. We've got the solar panels as well, which is really nice, and you'll see there's kind of like different like driveways, I suppose. I put some debug cars in there. I know that they don't start with the letter S. Please don't hate me for using debug cars, but I just felt like it worked. Like you can kind of see each driveway that goes to each different apartment. So let's get started with the pink apartment. This is this apartment from the very front. We do have the separated little carport for the car. We've got a bin. We've got a nice little garden, not too fancy, just a little garden enough to just be like, oh yes, that's tidy and that is nice. And this is the apartment from the front. Now all of these apartments have this great big sliding door. I didn't have much in the way of doors, which was the only unfortunate thing. And because this was an apartment complex, I kind of felt like they all needed to have the same windows and the same doors, as an apartment complex probably would do that. It's just what is on the inside that is different. So we also do have a little mailbox right here on the wall. That mailbox starts with the letter S. And if you were to play with this the way that I've mentioned it, in that in Create a Sim, you're creating 3 different kinds of tenants, but they're all kind of in the one household. There is only the one mailbox is what I'm trying to say, and bills will be expensive, but hopefully with all of them having jobs or being retired and stuff, whoever you would want to have in this apartment, with their jobs, you would be able to afford the bills. So with that being said, let's finally go inside the pink apartment here. And straight away, we've got the entryway here, which essentially is just a big room of all of like this extra stuff that I couldn't really fit anywhere else. And honestly, it's kind of the same in the other apartments as well. So in this one, we've got this beautiful pink piano. It started with the letter S. This chair from high school years, I had no idea where to put it, but I had to use it because I freaking love it so much. We do have a fish tank, and then we've got this little buffet table where you'd like put your keys and stuff. Through this door is going to be the pink bedroom, so we might go in there next and have a quick look. And this is what you see when you walk through the door. I love this space. It is a pastel pinky purpley dream, and I freaking love it. Having the pink as the feature wall with this wood paneling is super nice, very modern, I think, and I think it came together really nicely with the artwork, the plants as well. Swing around, and we've got this little seating area with my absolute favorite mirror in the entire game, and I'm so glad that I I've finally been able to use it in an alphabet build. And then we've got a little dresser and some seating over here as well. Through this door is the bathroom, and this is the only bathroom in this apartment. It is an ensuite bathroom. It's pretty basic, so if we take a spin around here, we've got some makeup stuff for this one, and then we've got this big archway that leads into the lounge room, the dining, and the kitchen. It's all one great big room, and you can see we've got a lot of stuff happening. Ignore the roof. The roof is fully covered, but there's definitely some glitchy stuff that still happens with curved walls, so it looks fine. The lighting is just a little bit funky, that is all. So we do have this rather cluttered, kind of interesting lounge room and kitchen. Just look at the kitchen. Like, is this not the best kitchen that's been a part of the alphabet build series? It's the most cohesive kitchen. Honestly, I feel like it's the most cohesive. It looks really good, and for an apartment, yeah, I think it works. So looking back over to the lounge room, we do have this very fancy fireplace, and something I wanted to mention on that as well, a little extra twist that I've done on this challenge. I know I've mentioned a couple of twists already, but another twist that I've done is for carpet. If there's any carpet that starts with the letter S, you must use it. And if there's a fireplace that starts with the letter S, you must use it. And then we do have this little like gaming, streaming corner. It's definitely got some modern vibes, some pink pastel-y vibes, some very feminine girly vibes as well. So that is apartment number 1. So with that being said, we're coming back out to the street view, and we're going to take a turn to the left, and we're going to take a look at apartment number 2 now, which is the blue apartment. So this is the driveway that leads up to the blue apartment, and then when you get to where the car is, you take a turn to the right, and we've got this undercovered little section that leads to the entrance to apartment number 2, the blue apartment. And through the windows, you can see the windows into the pink apartment. It's just the way that it is, and it is the same with the blue apartment. You can see through to the beige apartment as well. So let's go in and take a look at the blue apartment. We've got a seance table immediately, so the vibes are definitely very different for this one. And the carpet that we've got here, I decided to use it as a pretend rug. So in here, we also do have a piano. We've got another fish tank, my absolute favorite fish tank in the entire game. I love this fish tank. We've got another little buffet area where you would put down your keys and stuff. And then we've got a grandfather clock. So this is the apartment that I felt would be the interior decorator's apartment. We do have the bedroom through this door, so let's go and take a look. So this is what you're greeted with. We've got some pictures of space prints on the wall that I got from Debug. They do start with the letter S, so all of the prints that I use, they do start with the letter S in the debug menu. The thing that really disappointed me about the letter S was the lacking of indoor plant options. I was really hoping to have some better and more indoor plant options, and I just didn't have them. So there's a lot of bare walls. I do apologize. We do have this space over here to the work desk, and this immediately is what made me feel like interior decorating or interior design was what this person did that lives in this apartment. We've also got some candles and a stereo over here, and we do have the little seating area over here with a skeleton. I had to put the skeleton in. I love skeletons. And with the mirror once again. So then through this door over here is the ensuite bathroom for this apartment. So let's again take a look. Blue this time. We've got the vampires tile. We've got the high school years wallpaper, and it's the same layout essentially. We've got some more makeup, some different clutter in here because I didn't want it to be the same clutter in every single bathroom. So back out into the entryway, and we've got the archway that leads into this lounge room and dining and kitchen. And you'll see what I mean. It's a completely different vibe to the pink apartment. The fireplace in this one, I think it ties in really nicely actually with the lamp, the colors on the couch. I think it actually suits this space very nicely. This shelf was also a lifesaver. We've got blue for this kitchen, which is really nice, and this dining table that just fits so nicely in this corner here. So that is the blue apartment. So then from the very front of the apartments, we're going to go to the right this time, and this is a very long driveway, and like I said, we've got the car with the little caravan that it would be towing. But to the side of that, once you get to the top end here, You take a swing to the left, we've got the covered over entryway for this apartment here. So in this one, it's a little bit different. Like I said, I kind of felt like this would be an elderly couple's apartment. They've got a barbecue, a bike, but we've got the front door into this apartment. So let's go in and take a look in the entryway. And I did the same thing with this carpet. It was a shame that I had to use this carpet because there's no good swatches in this carpet at all, and no swatches that really matched. This was the only apartment that I felt like I could kind of use it. It doesn't even look that good. So it's fine. It's all good. We've got a desk here that has some clutter on it, some clutter that made me feel like this would be an elder's apartment. We've got like this like little postage set that's got like the wax melts and the stamp and stuff. We've got the old retro looking radio and some books as well. We've got this lovely little space right here. This light, by the way, it was one of the MVPs of this build. I love this light. It was nice to have some greenery inside the houses and I used it a lot. So then we've got the bedroom through this door. This is kind of the most basic bedroom, but I feel like this elderly couple wouldn't need much. Also, this plant, I have to apologize for using it. I needed something in that corner. I didn't have much in the way of indoor plants. I do apologize. So some interesting vibes in here. It's pretty basic. The bed is the best thing about it, but I feel like this couple, like they don't really spend a lot of their time in the bedroom. They definitely would spend more of their time doing more reading activities in the lounge room or other activities in the lounge room. We've got maybe a family heirloom here with the necklace or something. I don't know. Again, through this door is the ensuite bathroom. So let's go in and take a look. And again, we've got just some very basic clutter, some different clutter to what we've seen throughout because I didn't want it to be the same. And we've got this little towel unit. Yeah, different clutter throughout. I think it's pretty nice for a bathroom. So then we've got the archway into this lounge room. And again, please ignore the roofing, but it's fine. So we had a different fireplace that started with the letter S. It fits the vibe for this apartment perfectly. I think we've got some bookshelves, we've got a clock, some more shelving, the chair over in the corner here with some blankets, lovely. And then swing around, we've got this little dining nook, which again fits so nicely in this corner, and the kitchen as well. So yeah, perfect vibes, I feel like, and I feel like an elderly couple would definitely be happy living in this apartment. Also, there's my little knitting bag of goodies. I'm definitely super happy with how this build came out from where we started when I was trying to make it one cohesive, long, snaking letter S house to being individualized apartments that have very much their own style, their own tastes, and would fit different kinds of Sims. I'm super happy with how this came out, the dynamic of this build. It turned out way better than I thought it would. So with that being said, if you would like to download the letter S apartments for yourself, they will be on the gallery. My gallery ID is sezrawrr, the same way it's spelled here, and you will find it under letter S apartments. This cover photo does absolutely nothing for it, but then you can kind of see throughout the other pictures what's going on there. I should mention, as always, a lot of packs get used in this build because I'm filtering through every single item in the game to be able to make this build. And also I should mention the price. It's definitely the most expensive alphabet build challenge at 268,000 simoleons, but it's such a cute apartment complex. I'm so happy with how it turned out. But you guys, that's all I've got for this video of building a residential lot in the shape of the letter S. The next letter is the letter T, and I'm excited for that one. The shape should be a lot easier to work with, and I'm hoping we're also going to have some really fun options in that one as well. So if you would like to see that get built, hit the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell next to it to be notified of every time that I upload. And if you liked this video, let me know by hitting the like button down below and leave me a comment as well. Leave me the saxophone emoji in the comments down below. I'm just trying to think of things that start with the letter S. I'm pretty sure there's a saxophone emoji. So leave me the saxophone emoji in the comments down below to let me know that you got this far in the video, that you love how the letter S apartments came out, and that you're excited to see the letter T come to life. But guys, I hope you're having the greatest day ever, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!